I'ma make them hate harder, harder. I'ma make them hate harder, harder. I'ma make them hate harder, harder.
Oh, what's up? What's cracking, Zombie Mob? It's your boy Kenjilla back at it again with another video about our favorite token, ZINU. And how y'all been? How y'all been? I've been alright. I've been, day by day, but we've been having major things going on within the Zombie Mob, and I have to make sure I come back and drop a video on y'all, and I'm gonna be making sure I drop on every day for the whole damn countdown, because we on a major countdown. We on the countdown to the ZMSS staking and the ZINU token staking, which is a major thing, and that is happening February 14th, and we are 6 days away. So, like, as you see in the thing, the thumbnail, 6 days away. We are officially there. That's official. That thumbnail is the official image that ZINU has been dropping. They've been dropping them non-stop. Shout out to Chris. Chris started dropping them. The countdown was boom, 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 and ZINU token just jumped right on it, boom, boom. So shout out to Chris. He got that moving, man. I'm happy, and also this space that I'm finna play a space right now for y'all. That's what I'm finna do about the staking and everything that's going on within the Zombie Mob. For those who have not heard the space, people don't even be tuned into Twitter. But I know y'all watch my videos and y'all been asking me to make videos. So guess what? I'm back and I'm here with this shit, man. I never left, but boom, I got y'all. I promise. Now here we go. I'm gonna play the space. You're gonna hear everything coming from Dale direct about everything that's going on in the Zombie Mob and in the zombie verse that's taking place. It was going on with mainnetZ, the tokens that we received from having NFTs, the ZMSS period, which is nets. You're going to be able to hear everything, and I'm just going to sit back and let y'all get all the information y'all need to hear, because this needs to be out there. And I can come on here and just tell you everything, the same thing he's saying, but I'm going to try to hear directly from him. Now, it may be a little stretchy video, but this is some information that's you need to sit here for this shit. Trust me. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. This is the information you want to hear, that you want to expunge in, because it's going down February 14th. That's just the beginning of many great things that's going to come. And you're going to hear Dale say it yourself. I'm not going to try to drag it out because the video is going to be already long anyway. But, hey, y'all. Sit back, listen to this, because this is something you want to hear. So, I ain't going to hold y'all no more. I'm going right into the video. Boop, here we go. So sit back and listen.
So, there is a ton of confusion and misinformation going around regarding everything. So today, for the next, 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to explain, what is going on. Alright, so as you know, Undead posted this graphic that we had made up, and we're just going to go right through the graphic so you understand completely. When, as Chris said, there's a lot to be excited about. I had an extensive conversation last night, at least 2-hour conversation with a lot of the team and with Chris personally. So he is able to answer, questions more accurately and not just assume things. So I think that went pretty well. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I can confidently say that last night's conversation was a huge rebirth to my excitement.
That's good. That's really good.
Like I said, understanding, comprehension is the most important thing. A long time ago I was told as a kid, perception is reality. So if you perceive confusion, everything's going to be scary to you. But once you understand it, oh my gosh, your reality changes. It becomes the most exciting thing you've stepped into in any project that you've been talking about or watching. It truly is. So go ahead.
All right, great. Awesome. So let's talk about the bridge first. So the 3 pairs initially on the bridge will be ETH-NetZ, BNB-NetZ, and Matic-NetZ, which in returns means if you don't have ZMSST, you would have to do one of these 3. So you take your ETH, you transfer it over to you bridge it over to the blockchain, to mainnetZ, for 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 ETH is worth, we're using hypothetical numbers, so don't quote me on this, whatever it is right now, $1,600. When you bridge it over to mainnetZ, your 1 ETH will still be worth $1,600, right? And then in return, you trade that, you swap that for mainnetZ, which is netZ. And the reason it's called netZ instead of ZINU or mainnetZ in general is because it's a ticker, right? A 4-letter ticker that is required for CMC, CoinGecko, any trading pair, right? So we can just call it mainnetZ or whatnot. And ZINU is obviously taken. You can't have two of the same tickers. So just to clear that up, that's why it's netZ. That is not taken. And whenever we had connect to MetaMask, we had issues, so we had to relaunch it because it was also taken in Chain ID, which is like chainlist.org. So it would give you an error. So everything has to be not taken. So, that's my, problem at the beginning, but now it's fixed. And when you add mainnetZ to MetaMask, it comes up perfectly fine, just like you would add BNB or Matic. So that's the reason it's netZ. So just so we're clear on the most basic part of this blockchain. Not because we're not doing nothing with ZINU or DEN or anything like that. It's because it had no other choice. I wasn't going to call it freaking M&M coin or something. So that's why it's the way it is. Alright, so the way the bridge works is, as you know, most hacks on bridges come from withdrawing transfers and things like that. So we decided for temporarily, I don't know how long, so please don't ask, is the bridge is going to be a one-way bridge. So you bridge in any of your assets, they're permanently there. Right? In order to get your ETH, BNB, or Matic back, you would have to swap that essentially for netZ and send that off to a CEX, one of 3 that we'll be launching on exclusively at first. And that's how you would either get ETH, BNB, Matic, whatever you want, right? Whatever the CEX allows you to get. Or if you want to take profit or sell it all, that's on you. So you sell mainnetZ on the exchange to take for fiat. It's no different than any other coin, token, blockchain, whatever. You have to send to exchange to get fiat. The same way here. This is not a DeFi project anymore. It's an actual blockchain.
To give an example for those who may not follow along, right? If I had Ethereum, I would have to take that ETH, go up to an exchange to start with, get mainnetZ token, or let's say like Polygon token, and then I can utilize Polygon on it. If I accumulate a bunch of it, the only way for me to turn that back into cash is obviously send Polygon. Whether or not I was invested in other projects, I had to convert them back to Poly and then off the network. So you're still, at the end of the day, like Dale says, it's all the same, right? Whether you have Ethereum, you're going to have to send ETH. Let's say you got ZINU token, you want to cash out, you got to swap it back to ETH or BNB, and then send that to the exchange so that they can put it in your fiat bank account. Right. So it's this. We are a blockchain now.
That's right.
That's why it's this fashion.
Right. Now, to go off what you said, we're not only a blockchain, we still, ZINU is still 100% moving forward, and I'll talk about everything going on with ZINU momentarily. Alright, so, so I just covered how to obtain mainnetZ, how to sell mainnetZ. Alright, so we'll move on to staking. So staking will be live on February 14th.
Here y'all go.
Okay, so you'll be able to
okay, here we go, y'all. Talking about the staking. Live February 14th. Pay attention now.
You're not essentially staking your ZMSSs. You're just earning while holding a ZMSS, right? You will receive the Zombie Mob Secret Society staking token, which has zero value whatsoever. Okay? The only way it has value is when you bridge it over to mainnetZ, which you will receive a 1-to-1 ratio based on like a 200 million market cap of mainnetZ. So one mainnetZ, one ZMSST will get you one mainnetZ token. So that's pretty exciting, right? So no matter if it's low market cap, high market cap, if it's at $1 billion, essentially one mainnetZ could be worth, who knows? I mean, I'm not going to speculate.
Every 1 billion market cap, if it has a 1 billion supply, is $1.
No. Sorry. That's not the calculation, I don't think. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. My bad.
I would say my math is pretty good.
It's 1.1 billion anyways, is the supply, because you need 100 million for validators, but it's 1.1 billion supply. So essentially, you're almost correct.
Shout out to Chris, because Chris is he's the motherfucking beast with that shit, man. We always like, Chris, how much we gonna have at this or this? We've been asking that for over a year, man. Shout out to bro. But yeah, so you hear what he's saying, y'all. You don't even have to. It's called staking on the February 14th for the NFTs goes. You don't literally have to stake the NFTs. You're automatically earning ZMSST just by owning a ZMSS, a ZINU NFT. You're automatically owning that. I'm getting tongue twisted like a motherfucker. You're automatically owning ZMSST by owning a ZMSS NFT, a ZINU NFT, automatically. So you don't have to stake it. It's just letting you know that that's the day we're gonna be knowing what's going on, how much tokens our NFTs accumulated since we have owned them right now. So like, if you don't own a ZINU right now, you can literally go to the OpenSea. They all minted out, but you can literally go to OpenSea and buy whatever one you want that's for sale, even the cheapest one that's on the floor, and buy that thing and just hold it. And that's a double investment. You own the NFT, but I would not sell the NFT, because like you're gonna be getting mainnet, you're gonna be getting the ZMSST tokens for mainnetZ over there on the blockchain just by holding that NFT. You know what I mean? So you can hold that forever and just generate tokens, and you automatically go recuperate your money back. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, man, it's amazing. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up and let him keep talking.
But that's because you thought it was 1 billion supply, but it's 1.1 billion. But that's all just technical, besides the point issue. No sense getting off the road here. So that will go live the 14th, as well as ZINU token, right? A ZINU token staking, right? Which you stake ZINU to earn ZINU. Okay. So here's where a huge part of confusion comes in. Right now, the zombie mob will get a chance, if they choose to swap ZINU for ZINU on the blockchain, just like BNB, right? It has its own chain, just like ETH has its own chain. Now, mainnetZ will have its own ZINU DeFi project, essentially. Okay, so you're staking to earn ZINU, which you could sell in the current ecosystem. On the current BNB or ETH side, or you can take it over and sell it on mainnetZ if you wish to. So is everyone clear on that? How staking works?
Did you hear that? Is everyone clear on that? I'm rewinding 15 seconds just to make sure. Matter of fact, 30. Boop. There we go.
BNB, right? It has its own chain, just like ETH has its own chain. Now, mainnetZ will have its own ZINU DeFi project, essentially. Okay?
Wow.
So, you're staking to earn ZINU, which you could sell in the current ecosystem. On the current BNB or ETH side, or you can take it over and sell it on mainnetZ if you wish to. So is everyone clear on that? How staking works?
Yes, sir.
All
I think when it comes to if you want to elaborate a little further, when it comes to finally getting your ZINU token over there, just like you would with ETH or anything, you can then swap it over to mainnetZ token.
Correct. Yep. Now it's not. You don't take. I'm not even getting into that. So that's token staking, the bridging, the how to obtain mainnetZ at launch, how the bridge works. Now, there'll be other projects over there, right? There'll be, a few projects that are pretty large that will be launching, when mainnetZ launches, that are exclusive to mainnetZ only. There were some older projects that would like to relaunch, and I had a meeting with 8 devs today.
Paul, you can't just let that shit slide by like that ain't major information. Did you hear that? And we want it. He said 3 major projects already gonna be launched on when mainnetZ launch, and a couple other projects that's big, they've been real big in the last couple of years that kind of died out, about to relaunch over at us. So therefore, they're gonna be bringing all their people with us. Listen to this.
Clear on that? How staking works?
Pay attention now. This is major.
Yes, sir.
All
I
right.
think when it comes to if you want to elaborate a little further, when it comes to finally getting your ZINU token over there, just like you would with Ether, I think you can then swap it over to mainnetZ token.
Correct. Yep. Now it's not. You don't take. I'm not even getting into that. So that's token staking, the bridging, the how to obtain mainnetZ at launch, how the bridge works. Now there'll be other projects over there, right? There'll be a few projects that are pretty large that will be launching, when mainnetZ launches, that are exclusive to mainnetZ only. There were some older projects that would like to relaunch, and I had a meeting with 8 devs today that had some of the biggest projects over the last 2 years that may have died out or whatnot, and they're looking to bring their community over to us. So that's really exciting too, to get these guys to launch in the first week, 2 weeks, month, whatnot, projects. And what does that do for the ZINU ecosystem, right? That brings for one, new holders. It brings a wider variety of crypto holders over to a new blockchain. So I think that's going to help tremendously. Now, also, there's a lot of not confusion, but concern about ZINU itself not going anywhere, right? But as I explained about the swap and stuff, I'll explain that again, but maybe a little bit more detail. So now this swap is probably going to be live around the same time, or maybe a little bit sooner than the 14th, is that so Uniswap and PancakeSwap, let's call it a router, is how you create a token pair, like ZINU is paired with WETH and ZINU is paired with WBNB on the Binance chain. But what we decided to do was to make our own swap and let other projects pair with ZINU, which is really exciting, because if projects come over, and this would force them to buy and hold ZINU, right? So just say, we're just going to use SHIB as an example. If SHIB wanted to create a pair on ZINUSwap, they would have to buy ZINU for whatever amount of liquidity they want. Say they want to start with 50,000 in liquidity, they would have to buy $50,000 worth of ZINU and pair it with $50,000 worth of SHIB, right? So what does that do for ZINU? That makes the price go up naturally, because a developer is buying $50,000 worth of ZINU, right? So there'll be it's essentially a launch pad, kind of like a launch pad, but all these other projects will come over and use ZINUSwap, right? So that creates an entire new pair, which again essentially makes ZINU's price rise because it has to be bought. Okay, and then also to come with that swap is so we have the swap. We have this contract scanner, which isn't like the greatest thing. These are not easy to make or comprehend. But that's there. We have this little kind of interesting dashboard that was made, which shows obviously the value of what you hold in your wallet. It shows all the NFT stats, shows your NFTs, etc. and so on. So for the new ZINU app, I'm just going to call it an app because that's essentially what it is. So it's going to have a swap in it, a contract scanner, a launch pad, which will allow projects to, create their own pairs and pair it with ZINU in it, so that will make ZINU price naturally rise, whether it be on ETH or BNB. And when mainnetZ launches, we'll have a mainnetZ there on there as well. So then you can pair ZINU, with mainnetZ and so on and so forth. Like it's like an actual its own dApp, and it's very exciting actually. All right, so then on top of that, we also have a couple more features that will be coming on that. So there's a lot of people that reach out to developers and say, hey, can you launch a project for us, right? And we're like, we as in general as developers are like, yeah, but we've created something which is already out there, but it's not really too well known. Is say if you wanted to create your own project, you just go to the ZINU swap, click on contract deployment, and it's as simple as, you have to, now these are hypothetical numbers, you have to hold $500 worth of ZINU, and it's free to deploy, because a lot of developers will charge you thousands of dollars to deploy a contract if you don't know how to write it and deploy it on your own. So this, they'll have to buy ZINU, and then they can, name their project, their tax, their supply, and then it's a one-click deploy, right? It's super simple. It brings ZINU a massive utility that would help the community as well. Again, makes ZINU price rise. All right, and then we have another thing coming out, which it has to do with ZMSSs, which will be discussed a little bit at a later date. So there's just tons of value in ZINU still to come, right? These 3 or 4 things that's coming out in the next month or so is just a small portion of what's to come. And we're doing the same thing with NFT contract deployment. You have to hold, a ZMSS and ZINU token and or mainnetZ, and you can deploy your own NFT staking. Your NFT contract. So there's just so many things that there's just so many things for ZINU itself, separate from the blockchain, that there's no, as long as they're used and marketed in communities there's no choice but the price to essentially go up, right?
Right.
If someone wants to use stuff, they have to buy the token to use it. So ZINU is far from dead and has tons of development coming. You're still working on different games. You're still there's still many features of the swap that's not going to be out by the 14th, right? Just the 2 contract deployment things alone is months in the making, and there's another thing with NFTs trading, and there's just so many things that are still to come for ZINU separate from the blockchain, but they feed each other, right? You don't have to switch to the blockchain. You don't have to stay on ZINU. Each is their own, and they're going to support themselves, right? The main purpose of the blockchain is to bring, the name of ZINU wider. And if they don't want to use the blockchain, they don't have to. They can come over and use BNB or ETH. Guys, there's so much value in ZINU that's untapped. So that's really all I really have to say about that right now. So, but thanks for listening, and I hope I answered some of your questions. I just want you guys to understand that there's value in the ecosystem itself.
That's right.
So much value.
Unbelievable value.
ZINU, Den, and mainnetZ, and still more stuff to come after that. So, I just want you guys to understand that this is far, far, far from over. It's still just the beginning, and the blockchain is literally on the ground, right? It hasn't even started yet. So there's no sense of worrying and being confused. We have graphics out. I'm sure that, we'll make some tutorials and stuff on, how to do certain things, right? Because it's new. The blockchain's not going to have much at start, ETH. The BNB didn't have much at start, these things take time to build. So, just relax. It's all going to be all right.
It's gonna be all right, man.
So, Joe, if I could have you circle back to the bridge for a moment, I wanted to see if we could also clarify and clear up some confusion I've heard, which is how bridging out to mainnetZ will affect the individual tokens on ETH and BNB's pricing as liquidity and tokens leave.
Yeah,
People are generally concerned over a free fall.
Yeah, I mean, how would it be a free fall? But if you choose to sell your ZINU for mainnetZ, I mean, in my opinion, it's not really a smart decision because, ZINU is well known and going to continue to rise. But if you transfer your tokens over, all those tokens are going to be burned. So all that's going to do is dilute the supply even more and make the market cap raise, right? So if you transfer over 1 million ZINU tokens, to ZINU over on the blockchain, it's no difference than going from ZINU ETH to ZINU BNB. It's the same thing, a big circle, right? But the only difference is, if you do it over to there, we're burning all of those tokens, essentially. Every single token will be burnt. That's ZINU.
Because there's no way back.
Well, no, not just because there's no way back.
True burn.
It's just, why not burn them? All it does is help the community overall.
Will those burns reflect in the Ether scan and BSC scan? Like the true burn does?
No, the true burn's different. So this will just build up the dead wallet, right? 0000 dead wallet. You can't true burn. That has to come from transactions. And then, that's another thing. The ZINU's exclusive utilities and the true burn. No one else has that.
Nobody got
No one
that.
else has the kind of stuff that's built into ZINU.
Pause. Sorry. What do you say? No one else have that. Everybody's saying burn, burn, burn. Remember, now we had a burn system implemented with the distribution and all that stuff, and the V1 before the migration. The migration gave us the true burn mechanism. It automatically have the true burn. It just built in. Listen.
There's just not enough people talking about ZINU, And I have all of these messages talking about the price. I can't help the price. We can't help the price. I definitely can't help the price. I don't know anything about marketing, for one. And for two, I can't call, VB and tell them, hey, man, can you, raise the price of ETH so ZINU can go up? That is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. You can't force it to go up, It comes naturally. So that's all I got to say about that.
That's right.
And as far as the ZMSS staking token, can you explain it a little bit more on that specific one?
What do you want me to explain about it?
So its use is to be collected, and why is it? Why must it be bridged? Because some people do not understand the why. Why is it even something like that? Why make a zero token?
Oh yeah, because you can't. If I stake Ethereum, I can't earn Bitcoin, right?
Right.
The same thing here. If you stake ZINU, your NFTs, you can't earn mainnetZ. There's nothing that can make that happen.
On a different blockchain.
Yeah, it has to be a zero value token. But the good thing about it is, it's all a good thing, but you'll be able to, ZMSST is directly exchanged for netZ. So you're getting, just by holding your ZMSS, you're getting free mainnetZ, right? You're getting free netZ, and it's mint, like the ZMSST token is a minter. So, as long as you hold that forever, you're always going to be earning netZ, essentially. So,
Heard that?
And for anyone that's familiar with peg tokens, it's essentially just a peg token as a placeholder for netZ. So you can think of it like that.
yeah, it's just a placeholder, exactly. Chris just said, too, that, you cannot earn another token on another blockchain. It's just not possible, right? Now you can buy and create a pool and things like that, but mainnetZ is not even launched yet. You can create a claimed app and things. That's just too much work. It's too much gas. That's too much confusion for people to do. This is the easiest way to do it. Earn a $0 value token. And for anyone listening that thinks they could add, a liquidity pair to it, you can't. So don't try that, because I know someone will try. So we're smarter than the average developers. So just to be crystal clear on that. Yeah. So that's the reason why we had to create the ZMSSST token. Is exactly that. It's a placeholder, so you could bridge over to mainnetZ and receive netZ tokens for holding ZMSS.
That's right.
So essentially, just by holding, you get free money, forever, as long as you hold it.
As long as you hold that NFT.
So, you don't have,
as long as you hold that NFT forever, you get free money. Passive income, like Chris was finna say. Shout out Undead, shout out Chris, man. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is a major recap. I want y'all to know what's going on and why February 14th is so important to the zombie mob. And to anybody that's been looking at the zombie mob and been looking at ZINU all this time, looking at the NFTs ready to go on. Now, you gonna have, when you get them tokens, you just hold them until mainnetZ come out, and then you send them over to mainnetZ, and you're gonna be able to do whatever you want to do. Cause mainnetZ, he already said when it comes out, it's gonna be launching on 3 CEXs off the bat. You know what I mean? So like 3 exchanges right off the bat for sure. You know what I mean? It's like biggest, and so you're good. You can, if you want to, you can cash some tokens right on out to mainnetZ and send them over to the exchange and sell them if you have what you wanted to do. Or you can just keep accumulating or whatever you want to do. I'm not your financial advisor, but I'm just letting you know where the value is. Instantly come in. Who knows what the market cap is going to be at mainnetZ when it comes, and when it goes to this and this, like Dale was saying, we don't know. But you're getting the overall picture and the whole idea. So February 14th is going to be a big day. And if you were wondering, these pictures I've been steady showing y'all, this battle stacks, this was created by Chris. You see what I'm saying? This is Chris doing. I want y'all to see the official announcement of this. Let me slow this down. Speed past this stuff. Here we go. We're excited to present the first launch of Battle Stacks. This is a limited series run of UV. That's what I'm thinking. UV print on acrylic cards. Each card will be limited to 88 units each. Don't miss the sellout. Don't miss out. I said the sellout. I think it's gonna sell out, and because it's like fucking affordable as hell, so it's gonna sell out. Sales open up February 11th. It's coming up here in a few days. Today is February 8th. February 11th. Boom. You know what I mean? Go get your cards. You can come on to ZINU's page over here on Twitter. Right here I'm showing you right now. Boom, boom. Right, I've been displaying this the whole time, so I want y'all to know what I'm doing. And this was collaboration. Had Chris. It was with Chris. You see, wearezinu presents Battle Stacks, created by Chris, in collaboration with Token Trades and Digger Marsh. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. So shout out Chris for this, man. So go and support y'all. And if y'all don't know, Arnold got that, Arnold did the pains, and he got the coffee as well. Support y'all. Zombie Mob doing our thing, man. Everybody using these IP rights and getting very creative, and this shit's just amazing, man. We ain't playing around over here. We ain't playing no games. So I want y'all to let y'all know what's going on. Slight recap and stuff. And yeah, 6 days left, man. 6 days left to that information y'all just heard. So tomorrow I'll be dropping another video, so stay tuned. And I already know the video I'm going to drop. I'm ready. I'm already ready. So like, let's go, Zombie Mob. Everybody stay down, 10 toes. Catch y'all in the next video. Till game.